Men who have side chicks, how and why. Story 1. People in the comments are confused. A side chick is not an open marriage. It's blatantly cheating on someone you're in a relationship with. Story 2. I don't do any of this personally, but I've known and met guys who can rotate through multiple women pretty easily. For them, it's all about ability. Ethical concerns are tabled. It's an understanding that they have a certain appeal that is guaranteed to rope in women with enough effort. The question isn't, can I do this? It's, when I do this, what are the possible repercussions? Story 3. I'll be straight up honest and don't care if I get downvoted. I had a side chick for a year. By this I mean my partner and my side chick knew nothing of each other's existence. Not quite sure how it happened, if I'm honest. We were around each other all the time at work, which involved traveling a fair bit, and one thing randomly led to another, and feelings did develop between me and the side chick. The reason I didn't stop it or walk away from my partner was because at the time we were going through a real rough patch and was hardly being intimate with each other, and I enjoyed the attention I was getting from my side chick. It eventually blew up in my face, and I happened to lose both my partner and my side chick. I have since grown and have now been very loyal and in a happy relationship full of communication and honesty. Sorry if this makes no sense. Story 4. Nice try, Brenda. I told you you're the only duck to swim in my pond. Story 5. I never had side chicks, but I had 3 FOB benefits at the same time for a while. Pretty great to have some variety, but more work than it was worth. Story 6. I cannot get one, couldn't even know what to do with more than one. Story 7. It's my wife's fault. The hens keep going broody, and she lets them keep the eggs, but once they hatch we can't keep them in the main coop, so they go to the side yard. So that's how we got side chicks. Story 8. That was done to me. Due to this man's profession and mine, we were both at evening events, trips midweek, etc. Not together, it was just the life. Whenever we could get together, it was like the stars aligned. We were together 14 months. I found out at a Christmas party. He and his wife of 7 months were there. He told me he had to take someone's intern. Nope, it was his wife. Imagine my shock. I was at a professional event on top of that. He had been able to juggle both of us because he could always tell the other he was away for a work thing or had a work thing. We did not work together, but in the same professional sphere of existence. He contacted me a few years later and told me they were getting a separation. My idiot self decided to see him again. We had dinner plans that Friday night. I am a block away from his house when he starts texting me, "Do not come." Well, you bet your butt I went. He somehow got her out of there before I got there. What a scumbag. This was in Ohio. I've since moved to Florida. I'm in a different line of work now. If I ever see him again, it will be a cruel joke from the universe. Friends, before we continue our video, I want to remind you of the importance of subscribing to our channel. We are also waiting for your comments and likes. Thank you. Let's move on to the video. Story 9. Not my experience, but I have some opinions based on my observations of male friends and colleagues over the years. The marriage has become almost exclusively about the family and revolves around raising kids. The sex life has waned or dried up altogether. The romance is dead and buried. It is a functional relationship, more like roommates than lovers. The side piece is about romance and sex. It is fun. The sex is some of the best he has ever had. He feels desired and valued. The girlfriend is generally very accommodating and makes effort to keep him happy. Kind of like a divorced family where mom is the drill surgeon every weekday and dad gets to be Mr. Fun during visitation all weekend. In this scenario, the wife is the drill surgeon. The side chick is Ms. Fun all weekend. Story 10. I hardly have enough energy to keep my wife happy. How am I going to have 2 women? Story 11. No side chicks for me, but from how I have seen men around me do it, they just treat the women like and lie to them just enough to keep them around without having to give them constant time or attention. Story 12. I'm in a long-term relationship which is probably the best I've ever had. In fact, it is the best I've ever had. In every single department you can imagine, it's the best I've ever had. I'm happier than I have ever been. But we stopped being physically intimate about 3 or 4 years ago. We still hold hands and are physically close, but my partner is pretty much a sex and as clear for her as take it or leave it. It made feel incredibly transactional. I have often, and in fact I still do, reconcile the absence of with the positives of everything else. But I was just not getting the physical contact I need. It was unexpected. I was definitely not seeking it, but I ran into a girl I went on a date or 2 with years ago. She's attractive while being average. We spoke and I told her I was in a great relationship, but without She understands, so we arrange to hook up every now and then, and it's amazing. I'm completely clear on my partner being my priority, and our meetings being purely She's awk with it. I'm about as close to being awk with it while still feeling like I'm cheating. The funny thing is you could literally read my messages with her, and it's clear I love my partner, and I accept that if I was ever found out, I might lose her. But after years and years without a simple this is the safest and potentially least harmful way to deal with it. You will probably argue that I don't love her, but I'm not 16 anymore. Life is more complex and nuanced than that, and I understand what I am doing and why. And with this solitary facet of my relationship which is completely absent, I have found it elsewhere for now. The alternative would be paying for it, strictly transactional, but that's just not something I've ever done, and would on the face of it just feel worse. I want to feel wanted. I'm a good-looking, 10,000 plus matches when I was on Tinder, man who has a successful career, and I want to be desired. I want to feel like someone wants to me, and the force of that sensation is greater than I am able to resist when the alternative is no desire at all. I waited 3+ years never putting a foot wrong, and someone came along who tells me they crave me, and I respond. Do I like it? No. Do I want to be craved by the girl I love? 1,000,000 times. But it's not there, so I get it elsewhere. This is a good note to end on. Please write your stories in the comments. I'll be happy to add them to future videos. Also, you can rate our other videos. We would be very grateful. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.